Alright.
Alright, so this is me, Moagami, or Freaky Furwell. Your Scriminamp's with me, say hello.
Hello, friends.
We're going to be playing The Legend of Zelda Parallel Worlds. This is the remodel that Puzzle Dude did to make the game a bit easier. This is my practice file. I'm just naming myself Moa. This remodel basically makes the game a lot easier than it was before. Okay, the Parallel Tower, Dragor, the Tyrant King, our adventures. The plan is to sneak into the guardhouse tonight, rescue someone from the guardhouse prison, foil Dragor's plans. There is so much going on, it's impossible to fall asleep. Is it time to go yet? Moa, this is it! This is our chance to infiltrate the guardhouse. I've marked its position on your overworld map. I'll meet you there. Isn't that the best story in the world?
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen any, even though a lot of people really have been, wanting an easy version of Parallel Worlds, I haven't seen any videos of people, playing it, which I think is kind of odd. Philip, do you know what Parallel Worlds is?
How the fuck should I know?
Zelda Parallel Worlds is the Legend of Zelda hack, that, Seth and Euclid made, for people to do, I don't know, it's the only, real complete finished Zelda hack ever. Well, Zelda 3 hack, I mean.
See last statement.
What?
See last statement.
The thing with the game is that its original release, the dungeons were incredibly difficult and unfair and terrible. And this was it's been almost it's 2006 now, so how many years is that? 6. It's been a very long time since the original release, and it's been a very long time. People have always wanted a easier version, and this is the easier version.
7 years?
7 years, yeah. It's been 7 years since this game's release, and it was last year, so 6 years between the release and now, or 2012 when this remodel was released. So,
that's a lot of work.
Yeah. The problem was that the original Parallel Worlds ROM was completely sealed shut, so no one could edit it. So the guy Puzzle Dude had to completely rewrite the entire game. It was kind of weird. He didn't rewrite it, but he did something in Hex, I think, or I don't know. I'd have to reread his notes on it. I just got I played the original Parallel Worlds, obviously. I've beaten it, so I know a lot about how the game plays out. This game's a lot easier, though, and there are a lot of things... I actually haven't beaten the remodel just because there are things I don't remember. I just don't know things from... Things have changed. There are areas in this game that are similar to... that are the same from Parallel Worlds, where you have to do a certain combination to get through an area. Have you ever played a Zelda game, Scrim? Oh. Well, that's about all I really need to introduce about the game. Let's see. What have I been doing today? I got signed out of school early today. It was the best in the world. Did I tell you about my my Lord of the Ducks paper?
No. Tell us about it.
In English, I read a book. We had to read a book, Lord of the Flies, and when we did the essay questions about it, I just named the file Lord of the Ducks because I didn't know what to do with the file name. And when I actually turned in my essay, when I was writing my essay, I couldn't figure out a title for it because it had to be an actual title, not just Lord of the Flies essay. So I wrote Lord of the Ducks as the title. And my English teacher interpreted it as an actual meaning, which kind of I don't know. It's fucking weird how English teachers have to find a meaning in everything you do.
AP Lit, putting the anal and overanalyzing.
Fuck. Where does Flashy go every night? I wanna know.
To his bed.
Oh. But I thought his dad turned off the router.
Yeah.
In case, I'm sure anyone who watches this video will probably know, but in case anyone doesn't know, Flashy is a friend of ours who has a site called flashy.net, and that's where we all talk if we're not talking on Skype.
It's basically the reincarnation of Zenaya.com's chat.
Zanaya was
It's
my site.
surprisingly less shitty.
Okay, the problem with Zanaya was that I wasn't very good at leadership at all. That's all.
That's an understatement.
Understatement of the year. Philip,
Well, to be fair, you're better than some people, and I think you know who I'm referring to.
Oh yeah. Should I just say it? Should we just say it? Can I please just say it?
What?
Who it is?
Say what?
Who it is?
Well, there are.
Well, yeah. What were you? How long were you around for Malware? To be honest, like.
Me?
Yeah, like what did you see of
I only
Malware?
went on there. I was on there for a couple of days when it was Danox.com or I forget what the hell it was called, Danox1 or whatever.
Oh
And
yeah.
then I have an account for it, which is just a backup. I went on there a couple times, but never for a good period of time. I usually just stay on Flash, you know. No reason to eat what works.
Yeah.
I basically just have an account on there just in case everything else fucks up. I can have somewhere.
That's the thing I don't like about Karash's new site is that it's like Flashy works. Why do you need a forum? Like, what's the point? Nobody posts on forum. What?
Yeah.
Nobody posts on the forum anyway. It's not like anyone. They're forcing themselves to post on the forum. Like that's the problem.
I guess everyone just wants some power in it, whatever, which I don't blame them. It's the whole moderator situation here.
Yeah.
They think that giving moderator to some people is going to help keep the site clean, but it really just makes tension, makes people feel like they're stronger than others. And in a group as small as ours is, it shouldn't belong. Honestly, it should just be Flashy's a good moderator, to be honest.
Yeah, Flash is really serious too.
Sometimes the chat is filled with shit, and a lot of times it happens when he's absent. But it's a lot better just having chat being spam with just bullshit talk than it is to have some egotistical cuntard panning everyone.
You talking about me?
Well, no, not directly.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, but have you been a moderator of Flashy?
I've never been a moderator of like any site ever. If I've ever been a moderator of something, it was usually like a Minecraft server. That was it.
Well, I mean, have you been a moderator admin? I'm just talking about someone of higher elevation sites.
No.
Because as far as I know, you have never been an admin or moderator, someone high enough to ban anybody below it.
No, no one ever gives me a shot.
Of course you could be. I'm just talking about, in general. So obviously I'm not referring to you, I'm referring to a couple other people, which we had a bit of a roost for today.
Yeah, after Cybernetics shut down Mercenary, I guess, people at Cybernet, or not Sinister, from what I heard from Win, people at Sinisterly, like, don't like him or something, and he came on Flashy today, and I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of a dick. Like, I was just being a dick to him, just talking shit, and,
you tend to do that sometimes, but it's okay.
It's just like, I don't know. Ever since that whole thing with Cyberteku's release or whatever, like, unveiling, like, hey, Karasha first talking about it, and me having a shit fest over my opinions that everyone hates, ever since that, I've just been like, why even care about being non-retarded? Like, why even care?
I think the problem that comes off you, Fergie, is you need to understand that in order to sort of force your opinions on others, you have to make them figure out the opinion themselves. That's why forms of art like that are, that you have to find the fucking meaning to work.
Yeah.
Now, some of them can be overanalyzed, as said by your fucking Lord of the Flies book, whatever you look at. I say Lord of the Ducks, but for most of the time, when they figure out shit themselves, it tends for them to switch over, their thought process.
Yeah, like, they get the message.
Sorry for lack of a better word.
Yeah, like, my problem with it is just, like, if you've seen sites die, what makes you think it's going to be any different this time around?
Yeah, I know. As I said, I think it's just because people want some power.
Yeah, that and I feel like...
I have nothing against Karasha, but this is not even going to be Cybernetics. It's going to be like another, Canadian toast form, or just
sort of
just have
exists.
very low population. I'll start. So as I was saying.
Yeah, sorry about that. Bandicam's a Jew bag, and okay. So what were you saying?
So as I was saying, I mean, of course, I don't think you were justified in your, your little rampage of going against it, but that's not going to stop the fact that this is doomed to die.
Yeah.
And as we all know, Flashy's going to hold Tanaya's place for a long, long time. Well,
Yeah.
at least that's what I think. I mean, of course, there could be obstacles and variations in the way that might cause the site to die. Example, you had the little purple period, who knows if Flash can create one of his own.
Flash already has Mannix like that, though. That's what kind of stinks. I see him like going through the phases I've already gone through. I see him like trying to conform to the retardation that his site has, and it's just kind of sad.
Well, I mean, what better can you talk about on a site that has no purpose besides just talking to friends?
Yeah, I mean, remember you and I
you're working on
what?
I mean, I'm sorry. What I was gonna say was, of course, if we're working on a project or whatever, there might be some sort of maturity involved in it. But I mean, that's what. Don't try to make a chat that has no purpose be mature. That's like trying to fucking tell a bunch of chickens to moo or some shit. It doesn't work.
It's just not in their nature, I guess.
Breed. Whole different animal.
And like,
it just won't happen naturally.
You can't force people to change. Like, you can put them in a new site and everything, but it's not going to change the fact that they're still going to be the same community. Oh god, this room's a doozy.
And that's exactly what's been happening. I mean, of course, with Cybernex, they tried to moderate it better, and for the most part, just make the community better. But you can't shape a community that has no form. Like, sort of like a liquid, we conform to the container, but at the same time, we always have the same viscosity, volume, whatever the hell it is. We're just shaped differently.
Yeah.
And sometimes those shapes can, cause tension. Such as there was at Cybernetics and old Zanaya.
Yeah.
But, all in all, I just really don't see a need for a new chat. Though your actions were not justified for yelling at him for doing something that you just need to let him fail in it. Let the ship go down. Don't try to save anyone who promised vowed they'll go down with their ship. But at the same time, they were not justified in their actions, like Win.
Yeah. That and like, come on. Dandaman saying respect other people's opinions even if you don't I don't have to explain why that's dumb, right?
Not really. I mean, of course there's some sort of point behind it, but
I see his point.
That's not the way people work. That's not the way people work.
Yeah, like you can't just...
Of course it's a nice thing to think, and we're trying to apply this, protocol which would work for a larger forum with many more people in it, heavy moderation, I think, which of course has worked in the past. If you look at Facebook, that place is fucking worse than Nazi Germany sometimes when it comes to speech and shit.
Yeah.
But they keep a lot of the shit out, and
yeah, and they're popular,
I congratulate them for doing so. I mean, of course, I might have my disputes with Max and Gary Newman and everything like that, but for the most part, the forum is nice. I could say all the shit I want about it, but in the end,
it's well moderated. Like at the end of the day, you see their moderation paying off. But the problem is our community is way too small to be treating it.
That's because the people who run the website, a good majority of the people on the website, the people we're talking to are not close friends. They're just other users in our group or whatever. We're all friends. We know each other. I mean, there might be some variation when a new person comes in, or
sometimes there's tension, but usually I'll get in a fight with Merc or something, and then if we go on a Skype call, it's like it never happened.
Yeah, no, it's a situation because as I said, the sort of hierarchy that goes along with chat when you give someone the privilege of being moderator or admin or something like that, they take advantage of it. I mean, of course, I can't name the social experiment off my head, but it was a famous one where they put some college students in a fake jail cell and some were prison guards, and there was some sort of brutality that started with it. Of course, just human nature. So of course, when you remove all that and put them in a Skype call, especially the fact that now you're no longer hid behind your computer, your voice is now being Skype, it feels a little bit open, and the situation is completely different.
Yeah.
So that's sort of why the tension. I mean, I've talked to, like, it's odd, because usually I feel a little bit tense around Quinn and some of the other moderators, and on all the sites when I'm on chat, but I've talked to him and everything on Skype, and even, I think on a couple times on Steam. That was a while ago. Most of the time it was on Skype. And most of those tensions are pretty much just let loose.
Yeah. I don't think that everyone here can hold a grudge. Like, I don't think we're grudge-holding type of people. But for some reason, whatever it was,
Well,
okay.
It's because the grudge-holding people have been filtered out, and I really don't think I need to explain who that one person is who's been doing it for several months.
Yeah. But, like, I don't know.
I just, here's what really needs to happen. We need to have, like, some sort of, like, confrontation with, Flashy, or Flashy isn't gonna survive any longer. We need him to have talk with the moderators, and I remember when Tacos opened up his, chat or whatever at the beginning, there was really no moderators, and everybody started coming in, and he went all ape shit, and, you know, just disappeared under the rug.
The lack of moderators was actually a good thing. Yeah.
There was no fake titles. Now, I always considered if I opened up my own website or whatever, which I just decided not to consider.
Yeah, everyone and their grandma has a forum now. It's just... no.
Yeah, the circle is pretty much filled with this shit. It's like, it's freaking toilet clogged. It's like a fucking clogged toilet.
I delete mine, but Zenaya's been around for so long. It's just sad.
Only the shit that lands first goes through the pipe.
Yes.
It's true. Think about it.
That's a good way to put it, Scrim. Blech.
I mean, Flashy was here. I mean, it wasn't here first, obviously, but all the other shit was swept away after.
Yeah. It was like
the website.
It was
Flashy was sort of like a retreat or whatever. The last island that wasn't taken over by the flood, but when all the other islands started popping up, they were already inhabited here. This was basically, fatherland, the motherland moved on. So when they went to move on to all the other places, everyone's still stuck here. And sometimes chat might be dead here, but otherwise, it's a lot here. Now, in the circle, I'm not really considering, this circle, whatever, separate from Malware Up or whatever like that. Malware Up is usually, it usually does have some people on it.
But it's its own thing now. It's really just a Malware support forum.
It's completely own thing, and that's another thing I would like to discuss, the fact that that it's sort of isolated from the circle. It's completely isolated, which is just another reason why we should just keep a single site. Why break up a small candy bar into bits that you cannot even eat?
Yeah, like, just, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Like, of course, I believe you've made Zanai just to get away from ours, isn't that right?
Yeah, that was the original. Well, that wasn't exactly it. I made Zanai just because I wanted to learn HTML, but Win decided.
You made the chat, just...
The chat was like our way of talking, since most of us were banned or kicked from Malware Up for a period of time. But it turned into something way bigger than it needed to.
But on top of that or whatever, it's sort of, you broke away the piece you needed for it, but you cannot break up things too small. Or else then you can't really fit much people on it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just...
There's only, there's less than 15 people in the circle now that are constantly on every day or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, some have been added, some left, but for the most part, there's a small amount of people. You cannot really divide these people up without having people on their own.
Sorry to cut you off, but I'm like just now finishing the church in the game, and I'm about 10 minutes up, so let's just wrap up this session here.
Alright, well anyways...
Moogami, Scriminamp. We can do another episode, maybe. But, yeah. You can't see the game because you're a douchebag, but say goodbye.
Bye.